Hey, good evening, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight on our presentation that we're going to talk about. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably wondering why we're here, but the biggest thing I want you to know is that we are here to talk about money, but more importantly, we're here to talk about your money and how to expand your cash flow and increase your income. I'm going to have a co-host with me tonight. It's somebody that I have a ton of respect for, who is definitely one of the emerging leaders and top producers within our organization. He's has a ton of experience do this. He knows 100% of this information. He's definitely positioned himself to be at the top of our compensation plan. And I have the pleasure to bring on nobody else but Mr. Brandon Caldwell. Brandon, are you there?
I am. Kim, can you hear me? Mic check. 1, 2.
Fine. Awesome. So, Brandon, we had a lot of people that are watching us. This is the thing. I want you all to know that we are live on Facebook. We're on several different channels. Make sure that you are catching us on the EDM fan page, but make sure you start your watch parties. And the reason is because this information that you're going to hear today, you definitely want to make sure that it is being shared amongst your family and friends, because the information that Mr. Caldwell is going to drop with us today is going to be amazing. So go ahead and start your watch parties. Make sure you share it within your groups and, like I said, have your friends and family on. And we are going to get started right now. Brandon, with everything that's going on across the country, we know, 2020 has not been the best thing that's happened for everybody, especially when it comes to finances. We got the pandemic mainly is one of the biggest factors that's going on. People having to social distance. We're having to, not be able to go to church. Everything is virtual now. Vegas is shut down now. We got NBA having, individuals are in fake fans. They're playing in bubbles. The thing is that we are looking at, this time of the year, we can't do them anymore. The baseball scene is doing the exact same thing, Brandon. With all these different changes that's taking place, there were some challenges that we had long before this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And, one of the things that what we do is we try to educate individuals on what those challenges are. Mm-hmm. The crazy part about it is because of this pandemic, those same challenges now have magnified, and people really don't know which way to go and what they're doing right now. So we're going to talk about what those challenges are, but more importantly, Brandon, we're going to tell individuals what those solutions are and how everything that's going on, people are actually still winning during this time frame. So the first 4 challenges, like I said, we have 4 challenges, but the first one that we're going to go over is inflation. So Brandon, you and I know what inflation is, but help them understand exactly how inflation is impacting individuals right now during this pandemic.
Indeed, Kim. Now, look, here's the thing. Even though things are starting to get back to the norm just a little bit, but it's far from the norm that what we used to, things are starting to open up. Some jobs are starting to come back. Some restaurants are starting to open back up. But here's the thing. During this whole pandemic, because of the lapse of time and the loss of business, things are starting to increase in price. I mean, you have gas stations that are going up in price. You have food that is going up in price. You have healthcare that's going up in price. Daycare that's going up in price. Guys, that is actually inflation. That is when the cost of goods and services go up, but your money value actually goes down because it's not keeping up with the pace of inflation. And if you all are taking notes out there, just remember and write down, you cannot outpace inflation. And that's the biggest challenge that of the 4 that everybody is facing right now.
It's funny you say that, because even with that, like you said, things are closing and things are starting to open up again. You can see on some receipts right now where they're saying, hey, this is for a COVID-19 charge. Mm-hmm. What's crazy about that is everybody who still has a job, they're still trying to make their ends meet. Like you said, the dollar is not getting the value that it should have right now. But people are also not getting raises. Matter of fact, unemployment right now is at the highest rate that we've seen in a long time. So with all these different things, like you said, you got to have your money on something to where it's outpacing inflation. But not only do we have inflation, Brandon, we got taxes, which is our second challenge. And that challenge right there is really the largest expense that we have across this country. And it really doesn't matter what your income level is. Taxes is your largest expense in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really taking the first 1/3 of your income, to where if you break that down, for individuals who have a W-2, they're in the highest tax bracket to begin with. And one thing that we do know is that if you already are struggling because your dollar's not making the value, it's not having the value that it's supposed to have, and now the taxes are sky high. When this pandemic hit, the government sent out those stimulus checks that we know a lot of people really needed it, but it wasn't enough. But unfortunately, because the government did not have that money to begin with, Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have to get that money back some kind of way. And how that happens is that now they're going to have to raise taxes to get that money back. So inflation's already making our dollar go down. Taxes are going to go up. Now we can fall into the third challenge that we have, Brandon, which is debt. So I know you posted a couple of weeks ago that we made history during this pandemic when it came to debt. Share with everybody how we did that because of these other two challenges.
Oh, that is so true, Kim. And I'm glad that you brought that up because, like you said, in 2020, I want you guys to honestly think about this. With everything that has gone on, the national credit card debt for America as a whole has just topped $1 trillion. Now, I don't know about you guys, but $1 trillion is a huge amount of money. With the job losses that are going on, with everything that's been shut down, and of course, with the prices going up, America, the wealthiest country in the world, is struggling. And so many people are struggling. The question is why? Well, here's the thing. When you're running out of resources, you start to float credit, and that is that credit card, the most dangerous thing out there that you can possibly loan because that rolls on revolving debt. But here's the thing. America as a whole has now topped $1 trillion because of this pandemic. We are in a crisis right now. And guess what? We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know how long it's going to take. And what we're doing right now is seeing that the norm is what we are doing right now with all this social distancing.
Right. This is the norm now.
Right.
You and I had a conversation not too long ago about what we're going through right now. We can't go and ask somebody, how do we get out of this? And what did y'all do during your pandemic? We don't have anybody. So this is a trial and error for all of us to try to figure out how to get through this. The last challenge that we have is big business. And, with 401ks taking massive hits, we know individuals that lost 4 or 5 and even 6 figures during this time frame. What's sad about that is that we did what we thought we were supposed to be doing when it came to investing into the 401ks. But just like you said, with those business closing, that's the same thing that we're investing our money into that took that hit. But I don't want to be a damper and bring everybody down. That's not really why we're here. We at least wanted you to identify what it is that's taking your money away from you. What we want to talk about now is some solutions and how to get that money shifted back into your household, expand your cash flow, which is the money that you already have, and make it last longer. So I'm going to bring up my slides real quick, and we are going to talk about the number one solution that we have right now. So let me bring this up real quick. Maybe. I just had it up. So Brandon, why don't you go ahead while I'm bringing the slides up, tell them, about everybody's not losing right now in this pandemic.
And that's exactly right. I want you guys to think about it. With everybody being at home, with businesses being shut down, the Olympics being shut down, that was one of them. Just like Kim said, those companies that are providing solutions right now are the ones that's winning, guys. In the times like this, you have to understand that if you are providing solutions to the issues or challenges that most people are having, you are definitely winning. As you see, if you're making hand sanitizer right now, you definitely are winning. If you are making masks right now, you are definitely winning. With everybody being at home, let's think about it. If you're providing any type of online services, because online ordering and online usage has definitely gone up through during this pandemic, you are definitely winning. Whether you are Uber Eats, DoorDash, whether you are Lyft, anything else out there that is delivering. And the number one thing that is actually really, really, really doing well is just what we're on right now, a social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, StreamYard, you name it. Social media is exactly winning right now.
Absolutely. But you know what else is winning? Our company, MWR Financial, they're providing solutions like we talked about that's going to help people overcome those 4 challenges. That is the main thing that MWR Financial is here for, is to help people to overcome those solutions, or those challenges. Now, the number one solution that's out there, like I said, is having a home-based business. Now, Brandon, we talk about, having to be social distancing and people not being able to go out. One of the main reasons why having a home-based business is the solution to what all the things that we talked about is because we're already having to stay at home. We're having to stay at home anyway. We already have a place to go to. We call it our home, apartment, whatever the case may be. So it's not something that we have to go out and try to, get a new building and get new equipment and everything else. It's things that we already have. What's great about what we do is, if you know this or not, the government wants you to have a home-based business. They provide you with different tax codes as a 1099 and being able to write things off by having this home-based business. The second reason why this is a awesome solution that addresses all those things is virtual solutions. You just talked about how everything else that's out there, with Facebook, Zoom, TikTok, they work because no matter where you are, you can use those solutions. One of the biggest ones that we use right now is Zoom. Zoom, and we'll have a slide about it in just a second. During this time frame, it's helping government agencies, businesses, because it's allowing people to stay safe wherever they are. The last part about this particular virtual solution and this home-based business is that we have a team of financial experts that are going to help you every single way that they possibly can when it comes to your finances.
Nice.
Now, one of the big things about our particular opportunity is that during this pandemic, we've been able to still make money from home by simply sharing information that we just got through going over, and then some of the Financial Edge membership that we're going to talk about in a second. But Brandon, during this time frame, we have individuals like yourself and I and our business partners who are making anywhere daily guarantee from $5 all the way up to $1,000 a day.
That is very true.
With that being said, did my slide just go out? I think it did.
It's back.
Okay, gotcha. With that being, said, we have individuals, we get a text message every single day at 5:02 Eastern, 4:02 Central, where it says how much money you're making for that day. Like I said, this individual here you can see is $20 a day. The one in the middle says $200, but I know personally that individual is now at $300 a day. Here are some other of our business partners who are making anywhere, like I said, from $20 a day. It's so many of us that we really can't put us all on one slide. $20 a day here. And if you break that down, Brandon, that's $600 a month. $20 times 30 days, $600 a month. What we know is by having $500 extra into your household, that amount could literally keep somebody from being able or having to file bankruptcy.
That's very true, Kim. Very, very true.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
As a matter of fact, it's been noted that if people had an extra $600, $500 to $600 a day or a month, that would keep them from having to file. So how many of you guys out there could definitely use an additional $500 to $600 a day? I know I can.
And you know what? You and I know how great it is to get this daily guarantee, but I'm gonna bring on a special guest real quick who's gonna also talk about him bringing in this residual money every single month to pay for his residual bills or whatever else that he has going on. Mr. AQ, are you there?
Right here. What's going on?
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for joining us. So, from my understanding, you're at $20 a day, making $600 a month, correct?
I'm about this close to $30 a day.
Uh-oh.
You there? We gonna reclaim that right now.
Yes,
And
yes. We're gonna
presidential
take that.
car bonus, I'm really close.
All right, all right. Now, since you are making the $20 a day and really, really close to $30 a day, what is it that having that additional income, residually, daily guarantee, you know what's coming like clockwork every single day? What has that done for you?
Well, for me, I understand that cash flow is definitely as important. So basically, I'm just been saving it all. I haven't spent a dime of it. I'm just saving it all and just soaking in the information from you guys that's teaching and just learning what I can do with it, But right now, I'm just sitting on it.
That's amazing. But at least you know what's coming in. And like you said, you knocking on the door for that $30 a day, right?
Man, I'm about this close.
You can feel it.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you for dropping in and letting us know, and really explaining to other individuals how that $20 a day is, making a difference in your household. And like I said, is yourself, myself, Brandon, and so many others that are experiencing this. And then we're going to talk about how it is that we are able to even make this type of residual income into our household every single day. Thanks, AQ.
Thank you.
All right. So we got more to go with these individuals. Like that was just the beginning. $20 a day, Brandon. We have individuals that are making $30 a day, which is $900 a month residually. It just goes on and on. We have $50 a day, $1,500 a month. And I see somebody that looks very familiar. Is that you, Brandon?
It is, Kim. $50 a day, that's $1,500 a month that I am getting. And that's just one of the 10 ways that we get compensated. But we'll talk about that much more as we move on. Absolutely. We just had my man Kier Jr. Spates from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
He is Mr. District Director Kier.
There it is. There it is. Yes, he just got promoted to district director. Congratulations to that man right there. But like I said, we have so many people that are winning. Some more of our business partners, just like this slide right here. Coming up, we have none other than the host, Miss Kimberly Whitfield, that is making $100 a day, along with my man, Larry Murray Jr. And let me tell you guys, these people, what we're showing you is how to come out better of this quarantine than you did going in. Here we have some more of our business partners that are making $150 a day. Guys, this is why our partnering company is called Making Wealth Real. What you guys have to understand is we are providing virtual solutions. And I want you guys to understand, just during this whole past 5 to 6 months here, just 5 to 6 months, Zoom, which is a platform that we often use, has made over $48 billion, guys. That is much more than the revenue that was generated from the airline industry as a whole. I want you guys to think how powerful that is. Companies have actually found a way to lower their expenses by having everybody at home. Think about it. They don't have to pay for space. They don't have to pay for utilities. They don't have to pay for any of that going on right there because they have everybody at home, and all they have to do is log in to a virtual solution like Zoom so that we can have meetings. And guess what? Zoom is definitely winning at this moment right now.
Absolutely. And like I said in the beginning, it's gotten to the point where I know government agencies are not going into buildings anymore. And I was told that the one that I'm working with, we're doing this indefinitely. We don't know when they're going back. And so because of that, like you said, Zoom is providing those solutions. But that's exactly what we do here with our home-based business, MWR Financial, is that we are leveraging technology like Zoom and Facebook. That's how those individuals that we just got through showing is making this $20 anywhere to 30, 50, 100, 150, all the way up to $500 a day, goes up to $1,000. We're using technology because what we're able to do is exactly what we're doing right now. Right now, we have about 247 people that are watching us right now. This is one of those things that even after this 35, 45 minutes that we have, they're going to be able to use that later on and share it over and over again. By this time tomorrow, it could be thousands that have seen what we're talking about right now, using virtual solutions and leveraging the technology and our expertise. Well, people are probably wondering right now, Brandon, what is it that this home-based business is? And a lot of people let this, go right over their head and they don't really get it. What our home-based business is that we share information of solutions on how to overcome those 4 challenges. What everybody's role is watching this right now, your role right now is simply just to expose this information. So I want everybody to put in the chat, in their notes, all I do is expose. That's all you have to do right now is expose this information that we're going over. At this point, individuals like myself, Brandon, and our other business partners, we're part of an organization called Extra Digit Movement. We do the education part. We break down what those challenges are. We break down what those solutions are. But what we've done is we've partnered up with MWR Financial to where they are going in to make the execution of what it is we're doing. So, Brandon, as simple as this is, sharing this information with individuals to get them on the platform, people like you and I are educating. MWR, the experts that are going in to help and do the work for you. It blows my mind why individuals just don't see why this is so beneficial and important to have. Here's the thing, and I say this all the time. This is the only aspect where individuals don't believe that they need financial or experts to help with their finances. We have it to where when we get sick, we'll go see a doctor. When we need our car fixed, we'll go get a mechanic. When it's time for us to, if we got legal troubles, we'll go get a lawyer. We recognize in every other aspect of our life where we need help, except for when it comes to our finances. That's the one thing that we got to hold on to and try to figure out. The truth of the matter is, Brandon, if we could figure it out, we would all have 850 credit scores. We would all be out of debt. We would all have zero taxes that were coming out, and we would all be invested. Truth of the matter. But the reality is that we aren't. We don't know everything there is to know about it, and we don't necessarily know the best way to get there, because if we did, we would already be doing it, like I said. But one part, one of the things that comes with what we do is our business is almost like a franchise. And the best franchise that I can make sense of is McDonald's. So I want you to help me break down how their 4 things that they have is very much like what we do and how this works.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. You guys got to understand, everybody knows the golden arches. I don't care if you're in the United States, overseas, on the north, the south, the east, or the west. Everybody knows the golden arches. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter what franchise you buy in what location, you will always find the 4 core menu items that actually got McDonald's to serve over $1 billion in revenue. And that is burgers, fries, shakes, and apple pies. Now, I don't know about y'all. That may not be the best tasting thing, except the apple pie. The apple pie is kind of good. But I will say, when you buy into the McDonald's franchise, you can spend anywhere from $250,000 to $2 million. But here's the thing. They already have the system set up. You, again, are going to have the same burgers, the same fries, the same shakes, and the same apple pie. Well, here's what we do. I don't want you guys to get it confused, because here at MWR Financial, we actually have our 4 core values that are our franchise as well. You have the Money Max, the Credit Max, the Equity Max, and the Wealth Max, and all of this for a one-time investment for just $228 one time, and in 30 days and every 30 days after that, it is $119 a month. That is $4 a day, guys, for you to have a franchise that really does help you with the 4 challenges that we talked about, and they provide you with experts all the way through.
For $4 a day.
For $4 a day.
I can get an expert to help me with all aspects of my financial life.
That is correct. And the thing about it is, I want you to pay attention, because MWR Financial has actually just reached around a year. Within a year, we have helped so many people. We have helped everybody in all 4 of the credit maxes. If you guys can see right here in the Money Max, we have helped so many people lower their taxes to the point where the company has done over $500 million a year. I want you guys to think about that. The company has helped save over $500 million by helping those lower their tax brackets. The experts did it. The credit max portion of it, I want you guys to understand that the company itself has helped over right around 400,000 people, was it? Or I'm sorry, 40,000 people, where they were able to get 50 to 150 point credit score, guys. They helped all those people raise their credit score. Then you have the equity max. The equity max portion is the debt elimination portion, where they have helped people reduce their debt by a minimum of $13,500, guys. And of course, the Wealth Max, man, they have gotten people in position to gain over $25 million in wealth. Can you believe that, Kim?
So, Brandon, I'm going to say something real quick, because I think you're selling MWR Financial a little short.
Okay.
We saved $500 million in interest, which reduced 13,600 years off of people when it comes to their debt.
You absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
That's a big difference.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every creditor does have a end date for all of your credit that they have lent to you.
Yep. So this is what the portal looks like, what our Financial Edge membership looks like. Everything that we just got through talking about, you'll go in, you'll get a portal, you'll put your information in. The Money Max has where you click that button where it says member access, you'll upload some information, and our experts that we're partnered with, which are certified CPAs, enrolled agents that are partnered with the IRS, enrolled agents that are partnered with the IRS, certified by the IRS, and then financial planners. The Credit Max, our credit restoration team has been doing this for 30 plus years. The Equity Max, they'll break down your strategies you'll put your information in what your debt is, and they'll go in and create a plan specifically for you. And then again, those wealth strategies that we talked about, and we're going to actually break those down in just a second. But we got another guest that's going to help us with, I think he jumped out of our thing. That's all right. We still got testimonies. I think he went away on us of what it is that each one of these maxes actually do for our individuals here. Now, Brandon, a lot of people don't understand that the W-4 is the one form that's really telling the government and your employer how much to take out in your taxes, right?
That is true.
What we do know is that 80% of Americans have that document filled out incorrectly.
That is true.
What our Money Max team does is they're going to go in and they're going to look at to see how much money should you be paying in taxes. Because again, if you have a W-2, you're in the highest tax bracket. I will give my own personal testimony real quick. In doing that, we've had my last 2 pay stubs went in. the IRS agents, enrolled agents, they looked at my stuff, saw that I was overpaying it, and got $200 back into my paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited that I had to share that information, and I shared it with my son's father. He went in, did the exact same thing, uploaded his 2 pay stubs, last year tax return, and they came back and said that he was overpaying $1,300 a month in his paycheck. So now he's getting $1,300 back into his paycheck every single month simply by uploading some documents and letting experts review it. Now, I do have our special guest back on. He's back here, so I'm going to bring him on real quick because he actually is able to be a testimony for all these maxes that we just got through talking about. We have none other than Mr. Derek Ray. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Loud and clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Derek, I know you've really used everything that we talked about when it comes to this Financial Edge membership and really allowing the experts to go in and do some work on your stuff for you. So I want you to help everybody that's watching across the world understand why it's important to have experts and what it has done for you personally.
All right. Yes. You have the slide up. I can't see it on this side.
Yeah.
There you go. It was black on me. But yes, using basically all the maxes doing the Financial Edge membership. Like I say, I went through the Money Max, also the Credit Max, Equity Max, and like I said, I have applied into the Wealth Max also. But my greatest testimonies, like I say, that you already talked about, the Money Max. Like I say, once I loaded up all my pay stubs and everything, I was basically starting off getting every 2 weeks, which was like $2,500, which they was taking out in federal and state. But once I got my W-4 and got that adjusted, and then now I'm taking home about $3,000 every 2 weeks. So that was pretty much a $500 increase every 2 weeks. And so that was a great achievement on that one. So I loved it. But then I kept rolling that same strategy into the Credit Max. Now with the Credit Max, like I say, I loaded up my my credit reports and let them do the rest. That's why I say I love having experts on my team. All I got to do is just give them what they need, and they take over the rest. And once they took over that, over the period of, like, say, 3 to 4 months, I went from the high 70s, 700s into the 800s, and I'm ended up right now at 830 on my credit score.
Nice.
And like I say, so what I do, I didn't stop there. I went on to the third pillar, which is the Equity Max. Now with the Equity Max, like I say, I done saved a lot of money. I got a high credit score. Now I got my debt elimination going on, because the biggest question when I enrolled almost 9 months ago, the question was asked to me, how much money would I have if my debt was zero?
Right.
So that what got my attention. I said, man, I got a whole lot more money, do a lot more things if I had all this debt, out of the way. And so I loaded up mine, my daughter's, some of my wife's debt. Like I said, I loaded them up months ago. And so I started going with the following the plan and the strategy each month and start breaking a lot of this stuff down. So now my new date is the year 2029. Now, from the experts in the software, where they showed me, the regular creditors out there had me at 16 years from now, which have been about 2030. I think I've been around maybe 70s, in the late 70s, 70 years old. I'll be around that time of paying off all that debt. But with this program and experts, like say 2029. And so at the same time, it showed me on the software a millionaire date, which is 2020, which is 2038. And so at the same time, it just gives you that power and that steam where you just doing the strategies of the Financial Edge membership. You will basically save yourself a lot of money just with that alone.
Awesome. Like I said, you've used them all and you've shown that they actually do work and it makes a difference. Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. So Derek brought up a really good point about the Credit Max. Brandon, all we had to do at this point is upload our documents for our three credit bureaus reports, put them into the system, and our experts do the work for us. Now, what we have found out at MWR, this is why I love our company, is because they realized that these credit bureaus were doing some little sly stuff and saying that they weren't receiving our disputes. So because we want to make sure that our business partners and our customers were getting what they were supposed to be getting when it came to the credit bureaus, our experts are now creating the dispute letters for us, tracking, and so where we can track what's going on, putting it up in our portal, and then we send it on certified mail to make sure that the credit bureaus are actually receiving it, and now they're held accountable for what they should be doing, and they can't get away with this, oh, we didn't receive your stuff anymore. So that, those type of testimonies, and we're going to have some examples again of how that's worked. We have our business partner here, Jessica. She started off with a 649, has gone up to a 788. Over here, we have Chuck, who was on our last our webinar. He's already in really good credit. He had an 805, but Chuck says, shoot, I'm paying for it. I might as well see what else our experts can do. They got him 7 more points, so he's in an 812. What I say is, you want all your points. All of them. So y'all put that in the thing. Unless you have an 850, you want all my points. So that's one of the, like I said, one of the great things about our experts. But this one right here is by far, of all the testimonies that I've heard when it came to our Credit Max, is my favorite. And the reason is, this young lady was 19 years old, in the Navy. Her grandfather is a part of the business as well, and wanted to make sure she was on the right track moving forward. She started off with a 356. Brandon, the credit score started off at 350. And it wasn't that she had bad credit, it's that she just didn't have any. And then the little bit that she did have, somebody had put a credit card in her name. So we her grandfather and her uploaded her information into the system. Our experts went to work for her, got her to a 501 in 30 days. They kept working to get her to a 763. She's now holding keys in her hand to her very own car, to where she didn't need a co-signer. She didn't need anybody to help her along the way. At 19 years old, when you can walk into a dealership and tell them, this is what I want, and they're not giving you crazy interest rates. I know at 19, 20 years old, when I bought my car, I couldn't go get a brand new one because the payment would have been way too high because my credit score wasn't where it needed to be. So again, these type of things that our experts are doing, they're trained, they've been doing it for so long. If we all knew what to do, we would already be doing it. Mm-hmm. Some more examples, 646 going up 21 points. I mean, really, our testimonies are just, they keep going and they keep going. Sean went up 115 points. Bert was almost at an 850 to begin with. He's at 834. They went in, got him 11 more points, and now he has banks fighting over him to get, to refinance his home. Melissa over here, she actually has an 850 perfect credit score. So again, credit restoration is not just for someone who has bad credit. Until you hit 850, you still have room to go. Now, Derek gave a testimony about Equity Max and how he was able to get out of debt. This one right here is another testimony to one of our business partners. She would have been in debt following her regular creditors plan for 111 years. She's now down to 2 years and 6 months following what our experts did a plan for her based off of the information that she put in. She would have been paying $525,000 worth of interest, and now is only paying $12,000. When I tell you, if that's not a reason to pay $4 a day, I can't tell you what is. Brandon, we got Tequila here. She did the same thing. She's now down to 3 years. Mm-hmm. Trevor Martin, who has now his debt-free date and his millionaire date. That's just one of the, many of the things that Derek said a minute ago. If you had zero debt, how much more money would you have? And that's something I want y'all to write down. If you had zero debt, how much more money would you have? One of the greatest things that MWR has done more recently is not only are they saving you money to get you out of debt faster, they're also getting to where you're paying less every single month, Brandon. So now we have what's called the bill shredder. And with that name alone, I like it because it just tells me that my money is going to stay with me a little bit longer because I'm not having money go out as much as it was. What they're doing now is, Brandon, they're having our individuals come in, our experts come in and negotiate on our behalf to reduce the amount of money that we're paying in bills. Here we have Shayna, who submitted her cell phone bill, and they're saving her $330 a month, or $330 a year on her cell phone bill. And I know you had one of those testimonies as well when it came to your cell phone bill, right?
I do. I actually submitted my DirecTV, which is my cable provider, and I submitted my Comcast bill, which actually is what holds my internet service. And when I tell you that they cut both bills down to half, it was unprecedented. And the greatest thing about it is I was able for my internet to keep the same speed, and for my cable keep the same exact package that I had going, before they negotiated for me a lower bill. They actually negotiated a lower bill, and I still have the same exact package that I had before they lowered my bill.
So you would say it's still worth $4 a day because you're paying less in your monthly bills on top of everything else we've already talked about.
Oh, indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Awesome. Now, the last pillar that we have is Wealth Max. And this is the one, this one is slightly different, to where everything that we talked about up to this point, you were just uploading your information into the system. This one here, you're actually going to have to make a consultation with our wealth experts. And the products that we have with this one is called private banking and land banking. In the very beginning, Brandon, we talked about how the stock market and the 401ks took a hit. With our private banking, that's one thing you don't have to worry about. It doesn't go up and down with the flow of the stock market because of the vehicle it is itself. Now, again, I love MWR Financial because prior to something like MWR Financial, we were not able to even have these conversations unless we were making $250,000 a year or had those type of assets. But MWR Financial and the wealth experts that we have now, they've got it to where everyday people like you and I can be on the same track with wealth strategies as the wealthy people are. And you and I know, we say this all the time as a part of what we do. If you're not investing, you're not on the road to financial freedom. It's just no two ways about it. And so with these type of vehicles, like I said, you are now able to have those wealth strategies. This land banking one is where you're now able to go out and purchase land at wholesale prices where there's a path of growth going on. Particularly, we have people like Warren Buffett, NASA, DOD that are going out in the area that's called Antelope Valley, California, which is about 60 miles outside of LA, right?
Uh-huh.
And with that happening, they're starting to develop that land. What MWR Financial has done is we are now allowed to go in collectively, purchase the land at wholesale with the advice of our experts. They've already surveyed the land and everything. And now we can start buying the land to where Warren Buffett is investing at. And I don't know about anybody else, but I know for me, if Warren Buffett is investing somewhere, that's somewhere I want to be at.
Exactly.
All right. So, those are the type of things that we have with MWR Financial. Now, we've talked about everything up to this point where we've really just talked about where your money is lasting longer. One thing we know is if your taxes are down, debt is down, interest is down, and your expenses are down, stress is down as well. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people are worried about, especially during this pandemic. But Brandon, if your cash flow is up, your income is up, your credit scores are up, and your investments are up, that means your abundance is up. You can do a lot more. You have the time, flexibility, and options to do a whole lot more during this time frame if you have what we call multiple streams over multiple puddles, right?
Absolutely.
So up until this point, like I said, we've talked about expanding your cash flow, which is the money that you already have. But there's another side to what we do as a part of the business, Brandon. And a lot of people want to know, okay, y'all talked about all this stuff or what the business is, but how do I get paid? So we get paid 10 different ways, and we're going to cover a couple of them so we can go ahead and get out of here and wrap this up for the day. I'm going to have you help me with a couple of these. So can you help with how are individuals able to self-fund this business that we have?
Oh, indeed. See, guys, this is what you got to understand. When we talked about the franchise, we already have a system that's in place and that is proven to work. What we do is the very first thing that you do. MWR Financial is known as the home of the instant pay raise. So for all of our business partners that actually still have a job or that are receiving a W-2, our experts will actually correct your W-4. Your W-4 form is the form that you actually fill out when you first start, that you put your allowances and your deductions and what you're filing. See, most people have that form filled out incorrectly. This is where our experts will lower your tax bracket because you are now a business owner and you can get an instant pay raise. That's the first way that we help you and show you how to self-fund your business. People are getting anywhere from $200 to an average of $600 back into their paycheck. Now, the second way that we actually show you is by you getting 3 referrals. What does that mean? When you have when you want your membership, which is your credit max, your wealth max, your equity max, and your excuse me, your money max, what you do is you can actually refer 3 people. And when you refer 3 people with your membership, the company now shows you or rewards you by self-funding that $79, because your membership for to be a customer, just to use the Financial Edge membership, is only $79. And the third way that we actually show you is by you actually doing exactly what we're doing on this evening, where we get our friends, our family, our colleagues, our business partners, everybody that we know to take a look at this information and expose it to them. Well, when you find 3 people that actually want to partner with you along with 1 customer, the company now helps self-fund your business because you now qualify for a daily pay of $5 a day, which is equal to $150 a month. And guess what? Your membership is only $119, so that $150 can self-fund that $119.
Awesome. So after you've self-funded your business, we also have what's called the momentum bonus. Now, with this bonus, all you do is basically say, you know what, I like what y'all talked about, and you help 3 other individuals start their own home-based business as well within the first 30 days. The company is going to pay you $150. Well, you just duplicate that effort and help 3 more people in 60 days. The company's going to pay $450 to you. You duplicate that same process again and help their 3 start their own home-based business. We're talking about $900 in 90 days. Brandon, when you add that up, that's $1,500 a month, $500 again on average. We talked about earlier, that amount of money could actually help somebody from going into bankruptcy or be a breather for them, when it comes to their household. Mm-hmm. You get $50 for every individual that you sign up personally into the business. Now, with the expansion bonus, what we do know is that, because when I was excited about it, I shared this information with everybody that would listen. Well, they're doing the exact same thing. And because they keep sharing the business with other people, I don't know everybody that's coming into this business that's in my organization. And I still am able to get what's called an expansion bonus off of that. Depending on where you are within the organization, you get anywhere from $10 all the way up to $75 as a part of this business. So just know that your business will be growing and you'll be getting paid for individuals that you may not personally bring into this organization with you. Here's a screenshot of our mentor, Mr. Brian Bean, and what he did. That he started off with $28.05, went all the way up to $935 because, like we said, We don't know everybody that's into the business. He had enough people that shared this information that was in his organization that just kept doing it. The next thing we have is the luxury car bonus. Is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, $500 a month, $1,250 a month, all the way up to $3,000 a month. Here are some of our business partners who are receiving the $500 a month. We got Darius, Trev, Anthony, which we saw earlier. We got Latanya, Sean, Yaz. We got yourself as well, Herschel, and this is Lieutenant Colonel Larry Stewart. Again, we got District Director, Mr. Kier Space, who's now at $500 a month for his car bonus.
And the thing about it, Kim, is that the car bonus, I don't want you guys to get thinking or want you guys to think that you have to spend money on a luxury car. You don't. The company rewards you this because of the points that you have accumulated wholeheartedly with your team. You actually can use the money wherever you would like it. We don't have any pink Cadillacs driving around. We don't have any Mercedes requirements that you have to get. You can actually use the money for whatever you want to do. And a lot of our business partners are actually using it themselves, except our man right here, Mr. Charles Ivory. Now, that was his granddaughter that we actually spoke about when we were talking about credit, that actually had the keys to her car, the one with the 350 credit score. Yep. Well, he actually is at the 3,000 per month mark. And he went ahead and took advantage of it. He bought a new 2021 GMC truck. And guess what? That $3,000 pays his note, his gas, his insurance, and all the upgrades that he wanted in that. Another one of our bonuses is actually the presidential bonus as well. And as you can see, that it does accumulate points. Again, as your team grows, you accumulate points, and it opens you up to other bonuses that you can get. This presidential bonus goes anywhere from $500 all the way up to $100,000 a month, guys. And we have several of our business partners that are making this and reaching our presidential bonus and taking advantage of all 10 ways. Here's some of our business partners right here. We have Miss Shayna. We have Mr. Charles Ivory, who's on his way to 5,000. We have none other than first female $1 million ring earner, Miss Crash Flow Christy Howard, that is almost at $5,000. She's at $2,500 a month right now. And let me tell you guys, I cannot say enough about this young man right here. This gentleman right here is who has put the system together and who he actually founded the Extra Digit Movement. This young man right here is at $10,000 a month with just one of the ways that we get paid. And if you guys see the bar at the bottom of that, the system tells you how close you are to the next mark. So guys, you got to do it. You can't, success loves speeds, and you cannot stop another person's excitement. Now, generally at this point, we have three types of people. Number 3 type of person says, you know what? I'm good. My credit is good. My investments are good. My portfolio is good. And I have a legacy set up for my future. If that is you, we thank you for coming out. All we ask is that you actually share this information with your friends and family and refer them to us, because everybody may not be as fortunate as you. The number 2 type of person says, you know what? I want to take advantage of the membership where I can have and use the Money Max, the Credit Max, the Equity Max, and the Wealth Max. This is where you guys have to pay attention, because as a customer, it is only $79. Now, you don't get all the bonuses, but you do get to use the system and all the experts for $79. If that is you, definitely get back in contact with the person that invited you to this webinar. The number 1 type of person says, you know what? I want it all. I want to be able to make money. I want to get my finances together. I want to share this information and use the experts to get myself and my family together. If that is you, the number 1 person, remember, it is $228 one time to start your franchise, and $119 a month, which is $4 a day. If that is you, definitely get in contact with the person that invited you. And again, let me tell you, we have right here in our own extra digit movement, a humongous promotion that I'm gonna let Kim go ahead and close it out on. And you guys, let's go.
All right. So basically, he says the number one. If you are number one, you want to go ahead and get started ASAP so you can participate in what we're doing. Like, we're making history with this whole thing. This is not something that's done very often, but in Extra Digit, we believe in investing into our organization. So what we're doing is we're having a $10,000 giveaway starting August 22nd, which is today, through September 1st. You have to at least be a QFD that started anywhere from July 15th through September 1st. You have to enroll at least one other business partner into the business during this time frame as well. Now, what are we doing? We're doing about $10,000 in the giveaway, which we're going to have 3 different drawings, anywhere from $99 credit being given back to you, $119, which is, if you remember what Brandon just said, that's a 1-month membership credit. And then also the last one is some individuals are going to actually get their whole $228 given back to them as a part of this drawing. Again, this is history being made by doing this. And I don't know any other organization to be a part of that would do this kind of, gesture to make sure that they invest into us and that our business is succeeding. We usually would have a training after this, and when we said that we were going to, we are actually going to wait until tomorrow. But I need everybody to sign up tonight. Come back tomorrow because we're doing this all over again, starting at 12:25, I think it is, Brandon.
That is correct.
Same place. Be here, be ready to go. And like I said, go ahead and get signed up so you can bring somebody in to be enrolled into this $10,000 giveaway. Brandon, I thank you so much for joining me tonight and getting this information across to the masses and all our testimonies that came on. Be sure to get back with the individual that whose watch party that you're on, or any information that you have. Get back with that individual and let's get going. Y'all have a great night.
Good evening.